Good morning! This video is about the Lexi Thompson ridiculous 4-stroke penalty assessed to her, denying her her second major championship. I want to give you some scenarios, and I want the people on the Golf Channel and Golf Daily to spend an hour talking about this. I would love for you to actually show this video to the entire world on the Golf Channel and start debating this topic. You cannot enforce a penalty like this after the fact unless you're gonna be willing to enforce the penalty after every single round. That includes somebody calling in on Monday after, in fact, you have awarded the trophy to somebody else and the penalty happened actually on the 17th hole on Sunday. You can't arbitrarily apply the rules of golf and say it's only going to be applied on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday's round. It has to be applied fairly to all 4 rounds. You talk about a scandal. How about if Lexi Thompson wins the tournament by 3 strokes and this incident happened on Sunday on the 17th hole and it's called in on Monday? Now the Rules Committee has to assess Lexi Thompson a 4-stroke penalty. She's no longer the winner. Now you got to go and ask her for the trophy back. You got to remove her name from the trophy, re-engrave somebody else's name. You got to go ask Lexi Thompson for the money that you gave her for first place back, at least part of it, right? Let's complicate this scenario. Let's say she wins by 3 strokes and on Monday she gets assessed a 4-stroke penalty. Let's say there's a 5-way tie for second place, 3 strokes behind her. Everybody's now gone home. You got to assess Lexi Thompson that penalty. So now she ends up in 6th place. She gets 6th place money instead of 1st. What are you going to do with those 5 people that were tied for 2nd? You can't call them back to the golf course a day later after they've already catched their flights home. So what are you going to do? You're going to award each one of those 5 golfers a PGA Tour win? Are you going to take 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th place money and divide it equally amongst 5 people? How are you going to divide up points for the Solheim Cup, or, if it's on the men's tour, making the Ryder Cup? I mean, the complications from this scenario can be endless. Let's take another scenario. Lexi Thompson ends up in sole 70th place. Top 70 in ties make the cut. But there's 10 golfers tied 1 shot behind Lexi Thompson in 71st place. Her penalty happened on Sunday, called in on Monday. Let's do it this. Her penalty happens on Friday afternoon and is assessed to her on Saturday. Well, those 10 golfers, they missed the cut. They're heading home. when in fact Lexi Thompson should have missed the cut. But those 10 golfers in 71st place should have made the cut. So now they're out of the money. Who's to say one of those 10 golfers doesn't shoot 63 on Saturday, 65 on Sunday, and ends up winning the tournament? They're denied Solheim Cup points, being moved up on the money list, lowest scoring average, all those things, player of the year. Let's look at other complications. The LPGA has requirements for making the Hall of Fame. You have to win so many majors. You have to win so many tournaments. Maybe Lexi Thompson goes on and wins 40 more regular tournaments, but she never wins another major. She's denied access to the LPGA Hall of Fame. The person they gave the win to, Ryu, R-Y-U, that was her second major championship. So maybe she only wins, 10 more regular tournaments. But she's in the Hall of Fame. Look at the complications of, let's say, after Friday's round, those 10 golfers in 71st place that missed the cut. At the end of the year, they're trying to get their top 125th position or better to retain their tour card. And they all miss out by a couple $1,000 each from making it into the top 125. So now you've completely changed who has actually earned their scorecard, their tour card for the following year, and who ends up getting in. You talk about a scandal, but you can't say you're not going to apply this rule to Sunday's round if somebody calls it in on a Monday. You can't arbitrarily say it's only going to apply to 3 of the 4 days of golf. I don't care if the tournament's over and you handed the trophy to somebody else. If the penalty happened on Sunday on the 17th hole, you have to go back and ask for that trophy back and have it re-engraved with the proper name. And so what's the statute of limitations on this? Within 24 hours after each round of golf or after a tournament is over, and if no clown sitting at home on his couch sends in a video that the Rules Committee applies a penalty, then that's the deadline? Why don't we go back 2 weeks if somebody sees footage of somebody cheating? Why not go take the trophy back away from them? I mean, just look at the implications of how arbitrary this ruling was. Clearly, the Rules Committee has not thought this thing out, because it could be a scandal of unbelievable proportions. Luckily, I guess for them, it just hasn't happened. And in the history of the PGA Tour, the LPGA, the Champions, the Web.com, the Hooters Tour, how many times in the history of golf has this penalty ever been called? And if there's not a video of somebody zooming into everybody's ball 2 inches from the ball mark and relaying the ball on the ball mark for every golfer on every hole of every round of golf, then this penalty just can't be called. It's just ridiculous. The absurdity was just... And if you're going to keep the rule about assigning a wrong scorecard, how about people that missed the cut on Thursday and Friday? After Friday's round, they sign both scorecards. And if you make the cut, you sign all 4 of your scorecards on Sunday evening after the tournament's over. That way, if the rules committee wants to go assess a penalty after the fact, which is totally ridiculous, then they won't be charged a 2-stroke penalty for signing the wrong scorecard. Anyway, Golf Channel, Golf Daily, I would love for you to show this video, and I'm going to leave it with one final statement. If Jack Nicklaus had a 2-stroke lead after 12 holes on Sunday at a major, they would never have called this penalty against Jack Nicklaus. Another scenario, if Jack Nicklaus is 2 strokes behind Woody Austin after 12 holes on Sunday at a major, I would almost guarantee that this penalty would probably get called against Woody Austin. So that's just my opinion. You guys can talk about it. But the PGA Rules Committee needs to get this fixed now. I mean, this literally could have been a scandal of crazy proportions. Imagining asking for the trophy back, having to ask for first place money back from that person, getting a new person's name engraved on the trophy. I mean, the ripple effects are just unbelievable. So David Faraday, David Duvall, Judy Rankin, you can all talk about it, but the Lexi Thompson ruling was just totally ridiculous. That penalty should probably be a 1-stroke penalty, not a 2, and you should never get penalized for signing a wrong scorecard when you didn't even know you had made a mistake. So, with that, I will let you go, and you folks can talk about it.